Welcome back. We're here to cover the karmic third party read. And this week's energy in the month of May is looking quite pivotal for them. We do see these individuals this week actually facing a mountain. And this mountain ahead, especially in the context of the overall read, which I will show you, is looking pretty overwhelming for them, especially in the context of a physical karmic relationship. We do have the marriage card, we do have the proposal energy, and there is some apprehension and nervousness, especially in the context of the first row, which we are going to cover. Now, let's get straight into this and see really what the why this is happening, where this is going, and what that's actually causing, especially in the sense of the outcome card, which is looking pretty gloomy to say the least. Now, I do feel they've got some opposition, and it's almost this revelation of what they're wanting, being on the fence about it, especially as we are looking to the past position here. This past position, this individual is almost looking at in the context like, oh, good grief, what have I got myself into? How do I feel about this circumstance? Where do I think I'm actually going with this? Feeling that some of their feelings about these circumstances relating to these hurdles, that they're a little bit batty, that they're, why should they be whinging about it? I feel their intuition is calling in quite heavily, and I really get in the context of the heart of the energy, which can be a subject surrounding home, family, their emotions, a physical environment. The emotions are coming to the surface. Now, these also can be some patterns and habits that are really maybe almost creating a habit paradigm. We do have the Neptunian energy playing in. I feel it's quite significantly affecting the karmic third party energy. I feel there is, again, these changes that they're wanting, these changes that they're feeling and how they're responding to it, how they're reacting to it, and how it's impacting them is quite heavy. They're feeling very, very overwhelmed by it. And they can be keeping this very private initially, but I feel as that pressure builds, I feel this can be a bigger, deeper issue. A lot of codependency can be coming up in them, but it also can be making them feel almost quite stuck, almost like they're in a prison in a circumstance. And they kind of emotionally want to check out of this. They do feel there are some toxic traits that are happening, either within the context of a connection, and there's some superstition that something is being hidden from them, that maybe they're not, I'm getting the three little bears and it's like, who's been sitting in my chair? They do feel the attention and the feeling is not there, but it's funny because for a while there, this is something they were feeling, that their attention was actually elsewhere, like they were ready to walk down a different path. And I feel there's a bit of Groundhog Day going on. So we have the card, it is always tea time. Yeah, I'm getting the Groundhog Day energy. I'm getting the fed up energy, but I'm also feeling as though they can be going in circles with a habit and a pattern. And they're really wondering why this keeps coming up. But there is a huge significance relating to all the Venusian energy. This can be patterns, habits, diet, nutrition, codependency, substance. It feels it's going down the rabbit hole here. And the cogs in their head, while they're in that lulled feeling, they're able to cope with it. But while they're not, they feel that some of these shadow energies are coming up to trigger them quite heavily. There is an option here, okay? And there is something to do with the connection. I feel this is a kind of like, how would I explain it? Like somebody else coming into the mix here. For others, it is just they're really facing this connection. And say if they're just in a connection and they initially wanted to take it to the next level, to maybe an engagement or a marriage, I feel this is something they're actually really questioning at this point in time. And even if they are in a connection and they already are married, they're also doing the same. They feel they can't keep going in circles. They need to know where they're going. They need to make a decision. gosh, they're ever so mute at the moment. It's so strange. It's like they're looking at a circumstance and they're very scared about what their behavior is going to be, how they're directly going to respond to it. They do feel, in a way, they could be making a mountain out of a molehill, and that they're just tripping, that, it's nothing, but it's something that's really lingering very heavy inside them. And they feel that the more they ignore these circumstances, the risk of it becoming messier than it already is very real. It's almost like their deepest, darkest fears are being manifested. It's something that they're also desiring and wishing to move towards. Maybe an offer's come in, but they're already kind of caught up in a karmic cycle that they feel they're on the fence. For others, this also can be they're making a reference point to counterpart energy, that, maybe they're knowing that they're not the only person sitting in a chair, and that this cycle, they can continue thinking that it's over and that, their path is clear, but there's something in their vibration like they need to address it, that this can't keep going on, that a decision needs to be made, a line drawn on the sand. Okay, what do we need to know about spirals of manifestation, please? And how are they directly dealing with this circumstance? There's some lesson involved with what it's like, again, that they may be feeling they do have the power to manifest, but they're also wondering why they manifested circumstances in the first place, that there were certain things they just didn't see, and they're seeing them quite clearly now. So they're being very cautious. They're really thinking before they're acting. They're really quite quiet and observant, which is quite out of character. Again, what's coming up in their mind is the commitment energy. And there is some uncertainty relating to this. The nuts and bolts are playing over in their mind. There is a quietness and a wish to communicate. They're also gauging the other party's energy and how they're directly responding to them. And they're feeling something is incredibly off, but there's also something in their own vibration they're directly trying to hide. Okay, that's it. They've just told me stop. Now start digging. Okay, what are they trying to hide? There's something that's been hidden here that hasn't been spoken about. Something that is, this has been months coming, they're saying. This has been months or even years coming, something they hid. Ooh, this could be to do with the page, a younger person, a child, a family member, or something that... They're resting on it. They don't know what to do. They don't know, and they feel as though there's nothing much they can do. For some, we can have this karmic energy, kind of shadowy energy coming through in the first week of May, especially for those that kind of resurrect out of nowhere. It's like the calm before the storm. And really wanting to close karmic cycles. It feels like that. Oh, God. Okay, what more do we need to know about this? Again, they paused to me there. It's like, is it closing? Is their intention to close? I don't think they've completely decided. I feel, again, they're trying to keep something under wraps. And they're observing and waiting for the right time. Yeah, they're not going to react. They're waiting. They hope they can keep something kind of concealed. Okay, what's coming to life in this outcome card, please? What do we need to know about this outcome card? Is this the greatest fears coming to reality? Ugh. Are they wanting to get found out? Are they wanting this to come out? Are they not wanting to be the bad guy? No, they don't want it to come out. Yeah, they do not want this to come out. They don't want their intentions, actions, or words to be exposed. I'm hearing the term everything you say or do can be held against you, so they're not wanting this to come out. Okay, they are referencing there is a 2 to 3 week portal here for something to come to the surface. And I feel this is something of the past, something that was done, and it can bring this to an absolute head. Yeah, this connection, it can bring this connection, this karmic cycle to a complete head. What is the consequence of that going to be, please? Ooh, Lord. Okay, this could actually be consequences. How can I explain it in very cautious term? I'll put it up on the screen in a banner. And I'll say it is for entertainment purposes, just in the context for protection, because this is what I'm being shown. Okay, so it could be a divorce, it could be something to do with children, but I do feel there is some, what could I say? It's like they could be going to court or something to that degree. But I'm going to leave it at that. But I feel as though we're going to know is something's coming to the surface. The reactions of these individuals can be very, very different. It could be very off to what it used to be. I think it's really important when dealing with these individuals that we have our intuition up and we dig deeper and we observe. I think because these individuals, there is some karma coming, but I think it's important that we don't lower our guard. Take care. If you are wanting to find out about our membership, we do have the network. That all information is directly below, and there are some blogs online and a landing page. And that information for that membership to get on the round 2 is all via the website. So there's a direct landing page, you can go to it. And so we're actually going to be having round 2 coming up soon. And the last one will be open to the public. So if you want to join onto that, come through and sign up as soon as possible. Otherwise, you may miss out till you have to wait for the public one to come. So I hope to see you over there, and stay tuned for the newsletters and whatever else that we do have coming through for the actual membership. I'll give you some more information, and there can be an intro video soon. Otherwise, for your twin flame path, don't forget to look at the karmic, the divine feminine, and the divine masculine updates. More content to come. Take care.